Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Carrie. I'm a 29-year-old vegan living in Bristol in the UK. I've been vegan for about 8.5 years now, and I live with my fiance who is not vegan, but he does eat vegan at home with me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a bit of a different video for you guys this week where I'm going to talk you through what I ate across a bank holiday. It was a very exciting bank holiday in my household because it was my fiance's 30th birthday. So as you can imagine, we mainly ate out. I had organised a trip, so we went to Surrey for a couple of days and stayed in a shepherd's hut, which was so pretty. And then we went into London to watch the Maccabees at All Points East. So that was super, super fun. So we had 2 days in an Airbnb and then 1 day in a hotel. So I did cook a couple of things at Airbnb, but the majority of food was eaten out. So yeah, a little bit different. And this is the great thing about being frugal when it comes to your grocery bill, is that you can then save that money to do fun things like we did this bank holiday weekend. So first of all, I'm going to talk you through my plans for cooking, and then we're just going to get into it. So without further ado, let's get on with the video.
Hello, so it is Friday and I am just getting everything prepared so that when my fiance finishes work, we can just up in the car and go. So as I said, it's my fiance's 30th birthday weekend, so I have got some things planned for him. So I am just going to go to the shop and get what I need for that. So essentially we're going to a shepherd's hut for a couple of days before we're going to a festival and an overnight hotel stay. So we do need some food for dinner tonight and breakfast tomorrow morning. So first thing I've got are these burger buns. I've just got two here because we are going to be doing a barbecue this evening. They do have a barbecue there, but because meat will have been cooked on it and stuff, we're going to bring a disposable one with us. And then to go on that, I have got 4 burger patties that I've put into this. Also got some vegan sausages, and I'm going to use half of those on the barbecue, and then we're going to use some for breakfast tomorrow. And then my fiance really likes this vegan black pudding. I don't like it, but he bought one for himself when he was at Asda recently anyway, so that's going to come with us too. He's going to be really happy with that. I am going to bring one of the little oat milks with us because we're not there for that long, so a little one should do us. Got this from Heron Foods for 39p, I think, so really good deal. Don't actually have a huge amount of butter left, so just going to bring the whole thing with us because it will finish it. Also going to bring some sauces. I'm going to bring ketchup and garlic aioli, which should be absolutely fine. And then going to bring not all of these tomatoes, but some of these tomatoes to have with the brackies as well. So my main thing is to be getting the rest of the stuff for vegan breakfast. So I'm going to want to get some vegan bacon, some tofu to make a tofu scramble, and then we've got hash browns in the freezer, but I might pick up a few more just because that is really my fiance's favourite part of a breakfast, so I don't want to shortchange him and bring half a bag, so I might bring more. And then I need to get wine as well, so I'm going to get that from Aldi. Aldi have got a really good selection of vegan wines. We like a Chardonnay that they do, so that is what I'm going to get.
So the first meal that we started with was the barbecue. So I had some burgers from Morrison's that I brought with me. These are the frozen burgers in their Plant Revolution range, and I just defrosted them in the fridge in a little sandwich bag. We brought the Richmond vegan sausages and had half of those for the barbecue. I bought some cheese from Aldi, cheese slices to have on top of our burgers. I had burger buns, which came from Olio, I think, initially. And then I did buy a couple of bags of crisps at Aldi to have alongside it as well, just for like an easy side. So I had their version of the paprika Walker's Max, but it's the Aldi sort of knockoff version, which were quite nice. And then also had some hot and spicy Wotsits as well, which we really, really like. Or maybe they're not called hot and spicy, maybe they're called sweet and spicy. Either way, delicious. So we both had a double cheeseburger, a couple of sausages, and then we had bacon on the burger as well. Now the bacon didn't do that well on the barbecue, so be warned, it didn't look burnt and it was pretty solid. So my fiance didn't have his. I ate his more like a, I don't know, like a crisp or something, because it was crunchy. So just a little tip for you there: if you're getting the bacon from Aldi, then probably don't put it on your barbecue, because it was quite funny. But anyway, that was our first meal when we were there. And then, like I said, we did buy some wine as well. So we just had some wine throughout the weekend, but didn't film that because didn't feel like I needed to. And the way that we kind of dealt with the barbecue situation, going somewhere where meat is just directly cooked onto it, it is obviously cleaned after, but just probably not to the extent that I would feel comfortable with, is that we brought a disposable barbecue and then just popped it where, like, inside the barbecue. So we still were able to close the lid and stuff like that. So it actually worked really, really well. Forgot to add, I didn't get a birthday cake because it was just the two of us, so it would have been wasted. But I did get these mini caterpillar cakes from Lazy Day, and these were just found in Morrison's, and it's like a tiny caterpillar cake, and it's so cute and tasty. And then the next day I made us a fry up. So we had tofu scramble, sausages, tiger bread toast, we had vegan bacon, and then my fiance did have some vegan black pudding as well, which I think he gets from Asda. But the thought of black pudding, I know that it's not real, that it's a fake one, but it still puts me off and I can't have it. So that was a no from me. And then the final bit for the vegan breakfast, of course, was the hash browns. So made sure we had a good amount of those. They were really brown and crispy and delightful. So was really happy with that breakfast as a whole. Dinner time, and we went to a pub. So the pub was called the White Hart in Addlestone. Addlestone. If you're from Surrey, let me know. And they had quite a few vegan options actually, and it was just close by to where we were staying, so it was really convenient. And I went for the fish finger baguette, and then I got a side of chips as well. This was really good. I say that with the disclaimer that I could have made it at home, but I feel like that's kind of what you want from pub food. You don't want anything fancy. The vegan fish finger sandwich was just delightful. There was like a good amount of lettuce, vegan mayo. The baguette was crunchy. So were the fish finger. Like, it was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. And then I did have some fries on the side as well. And they were really nice, really crispy, very hot when it all came out as well. Fish finger baguette itself was £8, and then I paid £3 to have like a bowl of chips with it. And I was really happy with that, and I thought that was quite good value for going out to eat, really. So I would recommend that pub. They did have a vegan pizza, vegan burger, they had vegan bolognese, vegan sausages and mash. So yeah, they had a really good range. So if you're in the area, it's like Addlestone Weybridge area, then I would recommend. So the next morning, we did not film our breakfast because we were in a bit of a rush to then check out of our Airbnb, but we did have the rest of the vegan bacon and tiger bread, and had a vegan bacon sandwich with a couple of hash browns. The next thing was just really an on-the-go sort of vibe while we travelled from Surrey into London to check into our hotel. So we went via Kingston just to get a couple of bits. And I used to live in Kingston as well, so it was nice to show my fiance around a little bit. And for our like lunch on the go, I just got a pack of sausage rolls, 2 mini sausage rolls from M&S. And then I got a packet of crisps as well as a can of Coke. And that came to, I think, £5.45 altogether. So pretty similar to their meal deal, how much that would have cost. So I was pretty happy with that, and I love a vegan sausage roll. And then we were at All Points East Festival, and there were loads of stands that we could have gone to. They had Club Mexicana, which is that vegan Mexican food. They had What the Pitta there, which are like kebabs. They had an Oatly stand, an Oatly on the rock, so I didn't go over there because I didn't fancy a glass of milk, and I assume that's what they were serving, or maybe they were serving iced coffees and stuff. I don't know, but we didn't go over, but there was an Oatly stand. And then we got hogless roast, which is basically like vegan hog roast, burgers and loaded fries. This was a really popular stand, so I was queuing ages for it, and by the time I reached the front of the queue, they had run out of burgers. So myself and my fiance, we both got the loaded fries. They had two options. They had brisket fries, which had like beef, gravy and fries, or they had the hogless fries, which is the vegan pork, and then some crispy onions, a sage dusting, I believe, with the chips. That's what we went for, and oh my goodness, it was delicious. I don't know how they do the pork, if they make it themselves. I assume they do, because that's their sort of thing, is the vegan pork. It was so tender. It was really, really rich and tasty. Like, we just couldn't fault it. We absolutely loved it. So I will definitely be ordering from them again if I'm ever at an event where they are. I think they're at Vegan Camp Out this coming weekend. So if you're going to Vegan Camp Out, do check out the hogless roast. They were so good, and I am slightly gutted that I didn't get to try the burger, because that comes with vegan crackling as well. So I would have really liked to try that, but obviously they were just super popular and had sold out. And then the next day, we didn't have to check out of our hotel until midday, and we maybe checked out at 10 to 12 and hadn't eaten before that, because the hangover was a little bit, yeah, it was making itself known. So just had some water. But then we went to Spitalfields Market for lunch, and we got two different things. So my fiance got a curry. I didn't film his just because like we weren't feeling it. He didn't want to be filmed, which is fine. And then for mine, I got noodles, and it was a garlic chili aubergine noodles, which were really good. It was with like hand pulled noodles, and it came as a vegan meal deal. It was their like vegan meal 3, which were the chili aubergine noodles, and then also a big packet of wonton crisps. And I didn't know what they were going to be like, and I thought it would be just like a couple, but it was a full bag full of these wonton crisps with like kind of like a chili salt on, and they were so good. I was too full to have it when we had lunch, but it was a good snack to drive back to Bristol from London. Me and my fiance both snacked on those and really enjoyed them. And then the final meal of the day, and this was my fiance's actual birthday, by the way, the hungover driving back day. So bless his heart, drove us back. And then we discussed, like, did we want takeaway as like a final birthday treat? And neither of us really fancied it. We just felt a bit like done with eating out. So instead, we made boiled potatoes and then just added some oil and seasonings to them once they were done. We had roasted carrots, and we had chicken Kiev from Aldi. And it was really delicious. It just hit the spot. It was still filling. It was still a nice meal for my fiance as his final birthday meal, but was fairly quick and easy to prepare. So that is everything we ate over the course of the bank holiday weekend. So that was Friday to Monday, while celebrating a really big milestone birthday. So this is an example that I am frugal with my groceries, but I am less frugal, I guess, when it comes to eating out. You know, I just make sure it's in my budget for that month, I prepare for it, and then I have a nice time. So I hope you enjoyed this video of just a little bit of an insight into a celebration and the kinds of things that I might be eating and the kinds of options that are out there for vegans in the UK. If you did like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have tried any of the food that we tried in this video. And I've also noticed that there's a new feature on YouTube, which I just wanted to touch on really quick, and it's called a hype feature. You get a certain amount of hypes per week, so they are limited per user, but you can basically choose to hype a video, and I think it will then like go on to a list of videos that are hyped. YouTube should help push the video a bit more. I would love to reach as many people as possible with these videos and spread the vegan word and showcase that you don't have to spend a ton to be vegan. So if you did like the video and you're already giving it a like, you're already subscribed, please do also consider using one of your hypes on my videos, because I think that would be really helpful in spreading the vegan word. Finally, I am over on Instagram, so Instagram will have seen a couple of these things that I've talked about today already, little sneak peeks. So if you do want to keep up with me in more real time and what I'm eating, what I'm buying, that sort of thing, then please do give me a follow over there as well. Until next time, bye.